So I've been doing videos about like life of a carer, but I've not in details explain things like this before, and I really want you to see like a picture of what it looks like to work as a carer before you make your decision to doing the job, or before you move to the UK, or if you already have like a job but you've not started and you are like really wondering what does it look like. That is why I'm making this video. Hello everyone and welcome again to this channel. My name is Moyademi. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click that subscribe button down below, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. On this channel I like to talk about my experience and my work as a carer, and I also talk a lot about UK visa, how you can migrate into the UK, and some tips that might be helpful if you're just moving into the UK. So don't forget to go into my channel to check my other videos so you can get to know more about life in the UK and how you can settle in quickly. I've been working as a carer for almost 2 years now, and even though I've done some video that might sound related to this video, but in this video I want to really go into how does it really look like to work in a care home. If you're already in the UK, to get a care job can be quite easy, but if you are out of the UK, because of the current situation and the new rules and regulation now, it might be a little bit difficult. After you apply for a job as a carer, the next stage is for you to be called for an interview. For your interview question, I'll put a link up in this video for you to see the video I made about asking your interview question as a carer. So in that video, I went through some questions that is like almost 80 to 90% chance that they will ask you such questions in that video. So do well to check that video so that you can ace your interview easily. After your interview stage and you are accepted into the role, you will generally start with a training. Most companies will start by training you as a new person to the job. Either you already have experience or you don't have experience at all. So they will generally train you for the job. The training is usually between 3, 4, 5 days depending on the company that you'll be working with. My company trained me for 3 days, and after the 3 days training, then you start a shadowing shift. For your shadowing shift also, it depends on the company you're working with. I did shadowing shift for 3 days before I started working fully. So when you start to work, you'll generally be working with people, so you wouldn't be taking the lead at all. People will be showing you what to do for like first 2-3 months of you getting there. So as you progress, you get to learn as you go. So when you get to work in the morning, you generally need to start with giving personal care to residents. So depending on the care home you are working with, there are different types of care homes. There are some care homes that is for adult care, which is like I think the most popular one, and there is a care home that is for people with learning disability or people with mental health issues. So depending on the care home you're working for, there's generally going to be like a routine of how things are being done in such care homes that maybe you have to follow when you start working with them. So when I get to work in the morning, my experience is that we would start with personal care for residents. In the care home I'm working, we go to check the residents that are already awake, so we start from there. So if they're already awake, we will say hello to them. We will then start like brushing their teeth, giving them a bath or giving them a wash or giving them a shower. It depends on what care that resident is having for that day. So some residents will have shower like maybe Monday, Wednesday, so there's like a timetable because they don't want to shower every day, because some people, when you expose them to too much shower, they can have chest infection, and some resident likes to have shower every single day. So depending on the care plan of the person that you are working for, most people generally have a wash in the morning. So wash include that you use a flannel and like you soak it in water, in warm water with maybe their body wash, and then you give them a nice wash. After you wash them, you rinse and then you dry with towel. After drying with towel, then maybe you put the cream and whatever ointment that they need for their body, then you put their clothes. Then you dress them up. It also includes that you brush their teeth, you change their pads. That is like the day-to-day things that you do as a carer. So after you've done like the morning care for them, you groom them, you've combed their hair, you've given them a nice deodorant to wear to smell nicely depending on what that person likes. And some people like to wear jewelry, some people just dressing them up to look smart for the day. So if the person cannot walk, cannot move by themselves, you generally need to move them with an hoist. So I'll put a picture of an hoist in this video so you can see an hoist and a sling So you use a sling and a hoist to move people that cannot move by themselves. So it's not a complicated thing, it's very easy. So you just move them on their sling and attach it to their hoist, and then you move them to their wheelchair. After you put the residents on their wheelchair, then you can serve them breakfast. When you give them breakfast, some people can support themselves with their breakfast, some cannot support themselves with their breakfast, so you need to support them with breakfast. By maybe some people might need a minimal amount of support for breakfast, maybe you just need to give them a hand-to-hand method, or some people might need you to actually put the food in their mouth, then you support them with feeding. The other things that we do as carers is that after all the residents have done their personal care, if you're working with people like learning disability that are still young, or people that likes to go out, some of them goes to where they call a day center. So some people will have like the council bus to come and pick them up for their day centers, some don't. Some, like, you might need to be the one to maybe arrange transportation for them to go, and some that likes to go out might have maybe an outing that is booked for the day. You might need to take them for an outing, for a doctor's appointment, whatever it is that they have for that day. And if they don't have anything, most care homes have what they call a day center also, that is maybe different from the council one. So you can take them to day center if they like to be in such a space like that, and some people might prefer to be in their room. So after you've done the personal care, most of the things that you'll be doing at this time is maybe offering drinks to them, having fun, playing with them, making sure that they are happy, making sure that they are okay, and checking their pads again after some time to see if they are not wet, because some people cannot tell that if they are wet or not. You'll have to change people's pad for at least, I think, about 3 times in a day before you finish a day shift, before the night staff comes. So these are the things that you will experience as a carer. You might also need to do some catheter care and stomach bag care. Some people that can't pass urine normally, they use catheter bag, and some people that can't pass feces normally would use a stomach bag. So you might be trained to know how to change stomach bag, how to change catheter, and all of those like small medical things. You might be trained to do some of those things, and you might need to carry it out for your resident. Also, as a carer, you will always be involved in training. So there's always a training that is ongoing to help you to be able to manage people, to manage your resident better. So like myself, I've done different kind of training. I think some of the most popular kind of training that carers go through is the diabetic training. Like, they train you how to care for someone with diabetes. One of the most popular one is also training you about seizure, people that have epilepsy, because a lot of people in care homes have this condition, so they might need to train you on how to like rescue people with epilepsy, like rescue medicine, so that if you take someone with epilepsy out and they have a seizure, you don't need to call like maybe the nurse before you can. It's something that is an emergency, so it's like a rescue medicine. They will train you to do that. Then maybe if nothing is happening, then you can now ring the 999, and all of these things are going to be in your training. So as a carer, you will always undergo regular training so that you can be well informed about the conditions of your residents, and if there is any need, you will be able to like know what to do at every point in time. If you are ever stuck, you can always call someone for help. You also do training like the first aid, the CPR training. These are like the training that is essential for everyone to know. And you do training like the choking training. These are basic training that you will undergo as a carer, but you won't do everything at once as you go. So you start with those 3 days or whatever days your company is arranging training. And once you start, they will book you for all these other trainings along the year. And most of this training, you would even have to repeat them every year. There is this training that is also very important that they call the moving and handling trainings. These are some of the important trainings that you will go through as a carer. I hope this video has been very explanatory and clear to you if you are looking into working as a carer. If there's anywhere that you are not clear, maybe I said something that you don't really understand, please put down the comment and I'll be there to answer your questions. And if there's a need, I can even make a video to explain myself. I hope you found value in this video, which is really my heart every time I make a video. And if you are still not subscribed to this channel, please smash that subscribe button down below right now, and don't forget to share this